Welcome, my name is Mark Schwartz, and this is our first ever video blog for Schwartz International. We're a boutique international tax advisory firm formed in 2005, and all of our key members have lived and worked outside of the U.S. And what we're going to focus on in just the next few minutes is how do we in general qualify for this exclusion. There's two tests, correct?
There are two tests. The primary test is the bona fide residence test, and then the secondary test would be the physical presence test.
Okay, and what's the bona fide residence test?
Well, you can qualify under either one. Whichever one works, you're in. The bona fide residence test is probably one of the easiest ones to qualify. You need to be domiciled outside the U.S. in any country on January 1 and December 31 of any calendar year.
All right, now in my case, when I used to work for a global accounting firm, I lived in Mexico for 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
But my start date in the foreign country was January 4th. I didn't move there till January 4th.
Right.
So I could not meet the bona fide residence test, correct?
Well, that leads into our next exclusion, or our next requirement. That'd be physical presence test.
Okay.
Hopefully, if you started January 4th, you would be in the country for a number of days and not back in the U.S. for more than 30 days over the next 365 days. That's the physical presence test requirement. If you're outside the U.S. 330 days out of any 365-day period, you qualify for the physical presence test, and you qualify for the exclusion.
Okay, and so those are the basic rules. Now, what about today's September 20th? Suppose tomorrow we send you, we're going to open up an office in Madrid, and we send you on September 21st, 2010 to our Madrid office.
Right.
Well, you wouldn't meet the bona fide residence test because you're not there from January 1 to 12/31.
Right.
And during 2011, you certainly wouldn't be there for 330 days. It would seem to me the policy behind the rule should say that you should get some sort of benefit. How do you handle that situation?
And it's called the look-back rule. And what you would do to start off with is you'd have to file an extension because you can't file your return until you qualify for the exclusion. So the first thing is a Form 2350 extension extends it all the way to January the following year. So here we are in 2010. I would be filing an extension until January 2012 all the way through, in case maybe I qualify under BFR.
Okay.
So I qualify in BFR January 1 to December 31 of 2011. Then I can file my return in January of 2012.
Okay.
Or if I'm really lucky and some good planning, I would. And if I'm going over there to work, then I want to stay over there. And if I go to Europe, I would vacation over there. But the point is, if I can qualify under PPT, that's always the best option. Because it's a simple rule, there's no questions of domicile. I'm outside the U.S. for 330 days out of any 365 days.
Okay, and again, that's at PPT, is the physical
PPT.
presence test, 330 days out of 365.
Right.
And so just to carry that example through, if you were in the U.S. the entire tax year, your tax return would be due April 15th.
Right.
So if you move to Spain and you want to file this extension that we're talking about, when would you have to file your extension by? And also, presumably, you would have to pay your taxes in for the amount that you think would be due.
Taxes are a whole other issue, right?
Okay.
Right. The big thing about the extensions is you've got a couple of extensions that are exclusive to expatriates, U.S. people going outbound. The first extension is really not even an extension; it's just a beneficial 2 months. And what that is if you're not in the U.S. on the filing date of April 15th, or if we have an April 15th holiday, whatever the filing date is that year, if you're not in the U.S., then you have a special 2-month extension. You don't have to file any forms till June 15th. But the extension you're referring to is the other special extension. That's the Form 2350, which is an extension till January of the subsequent year that allows you to qualify for BFR.
Okay, and then once you then you can look back and determine, if I qualified for the test, whether it's bona fide residence or whether it's physical presence, then I can claim that foreign earned income exclusion.
As soon as you qualify, either PPT or BFR, you can file your return.